Hi everyone. I don't know if you saw last weekend's film. It was my first time going live and I'm not techno-minded, so it probably wasn't the best, but I will keep practicing. But today I'm out here again. This is our current big project, and this was just a wild space, and about 15 years ago we turned it into our vegetable garden. We got hold of the railway station in town was being knocked down and transformed, so we managed to get hold of some long lengths of timber from the platform, and they were kind of like sleepers and they were longer lengths, and Lol made beautiful veg beds out here, and we thought it would be a good idea to put a membrane down and then gravel, because it looked so lovely and neat and clean and tidy. And it was for a number of years, but over time, as you can see, look at this, it's completely covered in earth. The weed seeds fall and they only need a smidgen of earth to get started, and then they rot away and die, and then grass grows, and I was trimming it down. You're digging things up and you're transplanting, and compost and earth falls, and in the end, after 15 years, this is what we have. So I've got all of this, can you see it here, to remove, and that's fine. We've got places to put it. It's just it's going to be a very long, laborious job, but we hope when it's done that this area will be transformed into a beautiful centerpiece of the garden. It will have new beds. We're going to grow a lot of salads here so that they're very handy to just step outside the door, some more herbs, some flowers and some fruit. So even though it's going to be intensely laborious work, I'm really excited by it, because we've got this vision that hasn't fully formed, but we're both brainstorming and getting ideas. So I think it will be lovely. And we're going to open up this area up here, which is still wild. It's backed by a lovely row of hawthorn trees, and so far it's only been used for the hammock, but we're going to open that up and put some fruit bushes up there as well. So the salads and the fruit and the herbs will be just outside the door, very accessible. But I'm also going to put out lots of pots with lavender and other lovely aromatic herbs that we can move around and do different things with, and just try to create an aesthetically beautifully pleasing, relaxing space that connects into the house again. So it's probably going to be several months' work, but it's time, because this area needs rejuvenation. Nothing is doing well here anymore. Even though I fertilize the beds every year, it's just as if the place is tired and it's fed up and it needs some invigorating change, and that's what's going to happen. Plus, there's a bed of raspberry canes there that have been amazingly prolific over the years, but the last year or two they're just not producing anymore. So I think most of those have come to the end of their time as well. Okay, so this is coming out, this bed is coming out, and this bed is going to come out. This bed, there's a huge fennel in here, and it was doing beautifully well, but I read somewhere that it's not a good companion plant. Most other plants don't like to be near it, and it did prove the point, because nothing else has grown here. Even though I started off with a huge bed of calendula and strawberries and various things, nothing has grown next to the fennel. So I've taken the fennel out. I'm going to rejuvenate this with some manure and seaweed and fresh homemade compost, and I've already cut a curve into it, so it's going to look very attractive, I hope. This little willow fence is only there temporarily to kind of help me see the space, and then it's so exciting for us. We're going to put a trellis arch here which will lead into the herb garden there, and we'll put another one over here which will lead into the fruit garden up here. So you can see, I'll show you a piece of the rotten timber that we've removed all of them from the sides. You can see the roots. Look, there's a bit of timber still in there, just there. But I think when it's so close to the earth, obviously it just naturally decays. So they were looking really untidy, and some of them were just falling into pieces. I'll show you this bit here next to Brock. So there it is, it's rotting, it's finished. And another little plan we have is to take this bed out so that we can just walk straight in and we don't feel, stopped. So we'll just be able to walk out. There'll be a lovely flow from the house out to here. I've got some Shasta daisies here and I've got some mint at the other end. They'll need to come out and just be popped somewhere until we find their final place. And I would just reiterate, if you're starting out and you decide to put down gravel and a membrane, think again, because this is what happens. Look at it, it just looks like a grassy garden. That's all membrane and gravel. That all has to come up. And what also happens is, you see on the ends here, see how that's beginning to fray? And then you end up with these horrible little plastic threads everywhere. So I have a new motto: no plastic at all. So I don't use any plastic string or any nylon, anything like that, because it breaks down into little tiny filaments. And I'm finding stuff in the compost, when the compost has matured, that somehow bits of this has got into it and then it goes out onto the land. And I just don't like the idea of plastic with our food growing. So I would definitely advise against membranes and gravel. Maybe they just took more maintenance than we were prepared to give, but I really don't know how you can, unless you use weed killer, I don't know how you can prevent this happening. And of course we never use weed killer. And I like the green grassiness, so it's probably simpler to keep it like this and just keep it trimmed down. But we might put the paving stones down yet. We'll wait and see. So it's such a lovely time of year to be starting a project like this, because all the Imbolc energies of freshness and newness are here, and we've still got the spring equinox to look forward to. So it's doing this work makes me feel rejuvenated and refreshed. And it's early spring, we've got all the buds coming out on trees, we've got little crocuses coming up, the daffodils and the narcissi are coming up. There's a little narcissi there. And so it's an exciting time of year, and I'm really keen to get stuck into this every day now. So we're going to do a social media blank out for a week and just focus on the work and not be distracted. So I'm digging this now to get the membrane up. The gravel will hopefully fall. I'll be putting it back in, and then I'm going to line each edge with some blocks, which I don't really want to do, but it's our only option at the moment because we don't have enough stone in the garden without dismantling walls, and they're great for flat little, maybe temporary beds, but if you want to keep something in place forever, they're not perfectly shaped. So I'm just going to get a few blocks, build them loosely, and build them on top of the gravel, so that's not going to go to waste. And hopefully that will be okay, because we don't have wood. We've got lots of wood, but none suitable for raised beds. So I hope you're enjoying the spring energy and that lovely sense of fresh air and newness coming. And I hope those of you with snow, I hope it goes soon so that you can get outside. And we're celebrating our 50,000 plus subscribers. So thanks to you, and see you next week. Have a great week. I hope you enjoyed today's film. If you did, subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And have a look at the website danusirishherbgarden.com for more information about us and about the herbal medicine courses I offer and the Wise Woman Way training. And if you go to the shop, you can find the books, the weed handbooks and other herbal goodies. And remember, we put a new film out every Sunday. So looking forward to seeing you next week.